Now, fortunately, we can't get through to the waterfront, so why don't you ring them and check? It'd be worth going to hear that, wouldn't it? Thanks to my guests this morning. And thanks to you for the temporary use of both your ears. Or one of them in some cases. I know some of you have other things to listen to at the same time. Back again tomorrow morning. In the meantime, may I exhort you to give your undivided attention to Gerry Anderson.
Thank you very much, and I have to say, in all honesty, I've never found it in my heart the ability to warm to Jules Holland, but then again, I'm just an individual. Thank you, John Bennett in Belfast. Thank you, Susan McReynolds up here on BBC Radio Foyle. Thank you to me for being here. Thank you to my mother for having me, and thank you, God, for conceiving me.
She grew up with the children of the stars, in the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard. Her parents threw big parties, everyone was there. They hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper, and Bob Seger, and Sonny and Cher. She feels safe now in this bar on Fairfax. And from the stage I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax. And just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. She still lives with her mom outside the city, down that street about a half a mile. And all her friends tell her she's so pretty, but she'd be a whole lot prettier if she smiled once in a while. 'Cause even her smile looks like a frown. She's seen her share of devils in this angel town. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. I ain't so sure about this place. It's hard to play a gig in this town and keep a straight face. And it seems like everybody's got a plan. It's kind of like Nashville with a tan. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. It's rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Rockabye, rockabye.
What a great record. That's Sean Mullins, of course. That's an album. Sorry, it's from an album called Soul's Core. That song is called Lullaby. That was a hit in its own right. Lullaby, it's brilliant, that. Sounding, for all the world, like the illegitimate son of Jack Nicholson. There's a man on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Jay.
Yes, good morning, sir. I believe you have something to say.
Yes, I'm ringing out a bit of concern. I never got ringing yesterday to pre-warn you, but yeah, I think you need to have your boxing gloves on today.
What seems to be the trouble?
No, it's I was listening to Mr. Bennett yesterday morning, and he had May McFetridge on.
Oh, yes.
And May's going on a little tour today of the province.
Is she?
And they were, I think there's some kind of an agenda to do with you and your remarks on golfers.
Oh, excuse me.
May's threatening to call into you today to slap your lugs.
Oh, really? Well, I better get an extra man on the door.
I think you'd need to. Well, hello, and saying that too, you have a golfer there with you as well, so
yes,
it could be a bit of inside work involved, so it could be.
There's nothing worse, you know. Hell knows no fury like a golfer scorned. I have to say this to you, that there's a cabal at loose in the province, and Mr. Coyle is in contact with it. And I have to say, and I know this is going to be a shock to many people, but May McFetridge is indeed a man.
I know that, but
She is a man. She's a man called John Lenihan, who is one of the worst offenders when it comes to golfing. Him and Bennett in cahoots with each other at the fairway at all times.
John come May, or May come John, is was making threats to you on the radio yesterday morning. And,
see, I'm not
I just
privy.
thought you'd need to know.
Thank you. I'm not privy to the threats. Can you articulate them for me? In what form did they come? Are they just general threats, or were they specific threats?
Oh, specific threats that you need your mouth slapped.
Are you talking about threats of actual physical violence?
Yes, I am.
Well, you see, this is going a little too far. I myself may josh every now and again, but never have actually threatened physical violence. I believe they've gone over the threshold.
Well, May reckons that she reckoned that she could open your fair city roughly about the time of your programme and would call in to see you.
Well, I certainly hope she doesn't show her face here, because he or she will get, whatever it is, it'll get short shrift here, I'll tell you that.
Right, I need to go here now.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you for warning me.
Right.
Thank you. I want you to put an extra man on the door.
Yeah.
We don't want the likes of it coming in here.
All right.
Right.
Bye.
Not that I don't like...
That's
I
lovely,
like John
threatening
Lennon.
violence of him out doing work for children in need.
You see, this is the sort of
yeah.
thing that our children don't have to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, I like John Lennon, but I don't like May McFetridge.
No.
There's something sleazy about her.
What did May work at?
She was a car mechanic. Yes, she was.
No, before she...
Yes.
No, May.
Yes, May. Oh, I thought you meant John Lennon.
No, May.
They're the same person. They're the same person. Yeah, May used to be a car mechanic. May was discovered by Eamon Holmes, who will soon be a car mechanic.
What are you saying? What are you telling me now?
I don't know what I'm telling you. What am I telling you now?
Are you telling me that May McFetridge was once a car mechanic?
Yeah, car's mechanic, yeah. Did you not know that? Oh, yes. If there's anything wrong with your car, ring May. She'll fix it for you. She was a very good mechanic as far as... That's how her and Eamon Holmes met. Eamon was
She must have been one of the first female car mechanics in Northern Ireland.
Everybody used to gather around to watch her tinkering with the bonnet.
Never.
Oh, yes. Everybody knows that. It's the talk of Belfast. Everybody brought their car in to see her leaning in. But you see, I'm gone beyond, way beyond that kind of stuff. Listen, yesterday, we've adopted a new role here. People are coming to us for advice. Do you know the way people are getting all this junk mail about things they get for nothing?
Yeah.
People are coming to us. They're coming to us. For instance, here's an email here. It says, in regards to the scratch cards from the new BT phone book, could you tell me what prize is for 4 pairs of scissors? You see, these people are coming to us because they're not ringing up. Do you remember we rang the woman yesterday and told us that we were all tomato people?
Well, you see the BT one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to phone the BT. You can just send off your card with a second-class stamp, and they'll respond to that. So there's none of this ringing up for 5 minutes and holding on.
To find out that you've just missed 20,000 quid?
Yeah, but they'll tell you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that BT aren't going down that other road of trying to solicit calls, basically, which is what it is. I'm glad they're not going down that road. Can I tell you what happened to me this morning before you come in?
No.
I know you're only in. but I have a day's work done here. I got a fax this morning from people who are advertising a 7 days, 6 nights Florida and Bahamas cruise holiday. Namely, are you listening? Namely, 2 days, 2 nights unforgettable cruise to Bahamas, 2 days, 2 nights Orlando, Florida, 3 days, 2 nights Fort Lauderdale Beach in Florida. I said to myself, that sounds good.
Me, yeah.
I looked at the price. Do you know what the price is? £299 per person.
You took it immediately?
I said to myself, wow, that's good. And then I looked at it, and then it said at the top of it, corporate promotions. And I said to myself, I wonder, is this an in-house BBC thing? Do you know the way sometimes you get,
yeah.
you know, like...
Dolphin weekends?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Which I never go on.
Yes.
And you do.
Yes.
Every once in a while, as you, I'm giving away no secrets when I say that. Every once in a while, there are little offers for employees of the BBC to go away and do various things. Nothing like this. And I went, wow, that's good. Wow. Yeah, you've heard me saying wow.
Never heard you say wow before.
I saw your eyes get.
Yes.
I saw your eyebrow lifting there.
Yes.
Wow, I said. £299 for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, a plus in Florida, plus a couple of days in the Bahamas. I said, that sounds good. Sounds like a corporate promotion. So there's a number to ring. So I rang the number. And this is what happened. It went ring, 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 ring. And I went, hello. And it went, hi there.
Right.
I said, hello. My name is Gerald Michael Anderson, spinster of this parish. I'm an employee of the BBC. I have a fax here about a holiday to the Bahamas, 7 days, 6 nights, on a Bahama cruise holiday. I said, I wonder, could you tell me, is that a BBC promotion? I said, oh, no, it's not. It's a corporate promotion, but it's not a BBC promotion. I said, well, what is that? He said, I'm glad you rang. He said, our London offices have been overflowed with calls. What's that word? Overwhelmed. My London office has been overwhelmed with calls. The overflow of the calls, the extra calls are being diverted to here, to Orlando in Florida.
Right.
So I said, I'm speaking to you. You're in Orlando in Florida. He said, yeah. Can't you hear my American accent? And I went, yeah. I said, well, that doesn't necessarily... I said, I rang 070. It's very difficult to get through to Orlando, Florida when you ring 070. You usually get through to London. I said, are you sure you're not sitting in a hotel in London? He said, no, I'm sitting in Orlando, Florida. It's a wonderful holiday. You should take advantage of that while you can. I said, well, I wouldn't mind, actually. Can you give me any more detail? He said, yeah, it's a wonderful holiday. It's 3 days in Fort Lauderdale, 2 days in Bahamas, vacation, and 2 days, 2 nights in Orlando, Florida. It sounds good. $299 of your English pounds. And I went... yes. I said, anything else? He said, yes, there is one area of responsibility that you must burden. I said, what's that? This. He said, you'll have to find your own way and back to Florida. You have to get there yourself. You have to. I said, what do you mean? He said,
get your own aeroplane.
Yes, you get your own aeroplane. He said, you've got to arrange your own transport to Florida and home. And I said, in other words, I'm giving you £300 to give me 7 motel rooms in Florida.
So you'll get a motel room for $30.
Exactly, to 15 or 20 quid. I said, if I went there myself, I could do the whole thing for 120 quid.
That's right.
And he said, no, you couldn't. I said, yes, I could.
Oh, yes,
it's great.
Yeah.
But this is the way he put it. There's one air of responsibility.
Yeah.
In other words, you have to find your own way there and back. That's like the prizes. Remember we used to get for the 2 days in Paris? Remember the things we used to get?
No,
two days in Paris. People used to offer 2 days in Paris, but you have to get there yourself.
Oh, that's right.
And find your own hotel. I'm in great form today. Aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I'm good today.
You turn me off, please.
Yes, I will. Yes, gladly. Thank you. And here's another one you might be interested in. I've been reading out stuff from... people are sending everybody stuff from Nigeria and Ethiopia and where's the other place? Uganda. Right, here's another one, but this one has got a twist to it. I like reading this stuff out. I hope you don't mind. And a gentleman, Stephen Kelly, sent this to me. He said, see the following email which I received today. What utter rubbish. Hopefully none of your listeners receive a similar offer. But I can tell you that nearly every one of our listeners will receive a similar offer. This is from Sierra Leone, but this is a good one because this is from an Irish guy. It's from Mr. What are you hearing? Are you listening?
21 today.
No, you're not. So this is what he calls himself. This is an email from a man called Mr. Irish James Mitchell. Now, have you ever heard anyone called Irish James Mitchell? And he works for the International Diamond Mining Company, which I am assuming would be the International Diamond Mining Company, but they can't spell it, so it's International Diamond Mining Company. Mr. Irish James Michael in Freetown, spelled Freetonw, which is Freetown in Sierra Leone. And he says, dear sir, I am Mr. Irish James Michael. The director in charge of auditing and accounting section of International Diamond Mining Company of Africa, Sierra Leone in West Africa. With due respect and regards, I have decided to contact you in a business transaction that will be very beneficial to both of us at the end of the transaction. That sentence is complete rubbish. Obviously a man who's got a very limited grasp of English. During our investigation and auditing in this company, I came across a very huge sum of money belonging to our director in charge before, who died on November 1997 in a plane crash. And the fund has been deposited in a security company in Senegal, Dakar, without any claim of the fund in our custody either from his family or relation before my discovery. That, of course, is complete gibberish. Although, personally, I kept this information secret within myself to enable the whole plans and idea be profitable and successful during the time of execution. The amount was a paltry 12.5 million American dollars. It may interest you to know I got your impressive information through Chamber of Commerce on foreign business relations here in Sierra Leone. It is the information that recommended your person to me to be viable and capable to champion a business of such magnitude without any problem. Meanwhile, all the whole arrangement to put claim over this fund as the bonfired next of kin. Now, there's a very interesting word. The whole arrangement to put claim over this fund as the bonfired next of kin. What they mean to say is a bona fide. But they actually said bonfired. Get the required approval and transfer this money to a foreign account, as you may know that the security company does not know that the box contained money I had been put in place and directives needed. Information will be relayed to you as soon as you can indicate your interest and willingness to assist us and also benefit yourself to this great business opportunity. This is like something you get out of Glengall Street. In fact, I could have done this deal alone, but because I am American and also the director of the International Diamond Mining Company here in Sierra Leone, we are not allowed to operate a foreign, and I would eventually raise an eyebrow on my side during the time of transfer because I work in this company. This is the actual reason why it will require a second party or fellow who will come forward claims as a next of kin where the fund was in Donegal. Or indeed, sorry, Senegal, with affidavit of trust of other to get this fund from the security company and also present a foreign account where you will need the money to be retransferred into your request as it may be after due verification and clarification by designation bank account. Doesn't that read like the Anglo-Irish Agreement, doesn't it?
I couldn't understand a word.
But that's like the Anglo-Irish Agreement. Do you ever read that?
No.
I can't understand any of it. Nowhere in it does it say you won't be killed.
We all get that sent out to us too, didn't we?
I tried to read it.
The agreement.
I tried to read it. But you know, when you think about it, anybody that would name a body the Commission for Decommissioning, there's something wrong there, isn't there? That's like, I can't think of it. Imagine anybody sitting down seriously and saying, that's a good name for it. That's called the Commission for Decommissioning. That's like the smokers for non-smokers, you know what I mean? Anyway, I will not fail to inform you that this transaction is 100% risk-free. On smooth conclusion of this transaction, you'll be entitled to 30% of the total claim as gratification, whilst 10% will be set aside to take care of expenses that may arise during the time of transfer and also telephone bills, while 60% will be for me. Please, you have been advised to keep top secret, as we are still in service and intend to be out from service after we conclude this deal with you. No wonder. I will be monitoring the whole situation there through their company until you confirm the trunk box and get the money transferred to your account. I must get my trunk box out immediately and put that $12.5 million in it. I may need it for a rainy day. And ask us to come down to your country for subsequent sharing of the fund according to percentages previously indicated and further investment, either in your company or any country you advise me to invest in. Other necessary information will be sent to you when I hear from you. I suggest you get back to me as soon as possible stating your wish in this deal. Yours faithfully, Mr. Irish James Michael. Isn't that the best ever? You never listen to anything, you don't enjoy anything, for God's sake. This is for Mr. Irish James Michael in Sierra Leone.
In spite of you, you like yourself, and that's alright with me. It gets so lonesome filling space, and someone must believe. Erasing golden memories and blow the candles out. Let's get on off away somewhere and see what we're about. Lay down your weary tune again and rest your head on me. Your phone call says you're sorry, and the grapevine says you're free. Your drugstore daddy's flesh and blood like Marilyn Monroe. And out there on the runway now, the king's all set to go. They'll cover up the window soon, 'cause he'll be rolling in. He's Elvis Presley, honey child, and I can't cop his grin. Lay down your weary tune again and rest your head on me. Your phone call says you're sorry, and the grapevine says you're free. The missionary paid my way and put me off to sleep. I woke up early yesterday and found a place to eat. I got it down and felt relieved, and Chain went off to work. It's Wooden Soldier's Christmas time, and Jane, she is a clerk. Lay down your weary tune again and rest your head on me. Your phone call says you're sorry, and the grapevine says you're free. In spite of you like yourself, and I admire you much. I'm out to get us back in sync, 'cause we've been so out of touch. Just meet me next to Noah's Ark and let's get out of town. There's got to be some place, somewhere these rain clouds haven't found. Lay down your weary tune again, and baby, rest your head on me. Your phone call says you're sorry, and the grapevine says you're free. Lay down your weary tune again, and baby, rest your head on me. Phone call, sorry, grapevine, free.
That's a great song. That's Steve Forward. That's two great songs already today, and it's not 11 yet. It's Lay Down Your Weary Tune Again, that tune is called, and it's from an album by Steve Forward out a couple of years ago called Mission of the Crossroad Palms, and any fans of Steve Forward would be well served to buy that. It's on Giant Stroke Paladin label, if you're interested. Of course, nobody will probably ever get it to you. Incidentally, just on that subject, I often play songs that people have terrible difficulty getting. I don't know why. I tend to play things that are off the mainstream, and sometimes people like some of them. Most people hate them, but some people do like some of them. But there's a couple of people that I'm involved with, not in any professional way, but a couple of people who it would help me in this kind of way. And if you've any difficulty getting anything, there's a couple of record shops that I know will go out of their way to get you stuff. One of them is in here in Derry, Stoke Londonderry, and the other is in Ballycastle. So if you're ever having trouble, what?
Ballyclare.
Ballyclare. I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying that?
I don't know.
It's Bert McCormick in Ballyclare, and it's Sounds Around here in Derry. Right. So Sounds Around Derry is in the phone book, and Bert McCormick in Ballyclare is in the phone book. Anything you're trying to get, you have trouble with, ring either of those two people. Now, I am. You know that I have no connection with these.
Bridget, but I can be a word.
No, but it's important that I say that I don't make any money out of this.
Well, we don't know.
You know. No, please. Important that I say.
How do we know? I don't know how many irons you have in the fire.
I don't have any irons in the fire. I'm not like some. No, I these two.
You've been known to dabble in the past.
No, I know people are out saying, "Oh, he gets 10% of everything." None of that. I can't do that. This is the BBC, Sean.
I thought you get more.
25. No, but this
Bridget's
is the BBC.
waiting for you.
I know, but it's
She's
important.
a new
What is this, payola? You know,
it's about music.
Yes, all I'm saying to the people is I'm trying to help them. If these two men, Bert McCormick and what's the other fella down, so Desi Fisher, is that his name? Well, I don't have any. I don't get anything out of this.
It's not washing.
There are people.
No one believes you.
You're like that.
No one believes you.
What about the time you bought the 2 busloads of people down to Ballyliffin and paid your own hotel bill?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
You did that out of the goodness of your own heart because you wanted people to have a good time?
Yes.
I suspect not. You're quiet now, aren't you?
Bridget wants you.
That shut you up. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Bridget.
Hello?
Sorry, we're fighting about money.
Yes, how are you doing?
Most couples do. I'm fine, thanks. What about you?
I listened to your program. I was talking to Sean yesterday.
Yes?
And I was interested in you know, it was Monday, was it? And this woman was on looking a bit somebody take a wee dog, and then you played a lovely piece of, you know, of, what would I call it now?
Yes.
It was a poem, like, with the lady dressing up.
Oh, yes, that was Patsy O'Hagan.
Yes.
That's a recitation, I suppose you could call it, called Getting Dressed.
Yes. I
Yes.
wonder, could you? Is it on a tip?
It's on a tip. It's on a tip, and it's on a CD as well. But I don't know where you would get them.
I really hear, unless you couldn't. I don't like to bother asking you.
You're not bothering me.
Could you play it again, and I could tip it myself?
You could.
Could you play it again sometime?
I certainly could. I wonder, could I play it today? Do we have that?
You have it.
I know,
but then you moved.
You played it on Monday, I think
you
it
see,
was.
I'll tell you what's wrong.
People don't know.
I know, but tell the people.
But I have a telephone number
Pardon?
What do you mean you have a telephone number?
where people can phone.
Oh yes, why don't you give it to her? Would you like to buy that? I mean, I'm not telling you to buy it, but no, you'd rather tape it.
I
Why
could
don't you
tip
play it?
if you would be.
I see, but the thing is, as you well know, why do you make things so complicated?
Why?
Because you know that we're moving.
Yes.
You see, we've moved. Our office upstairs has been totally renovated, and everybody threw everything that I had out into a box, and I'm living in a corridor.
You were the person that threw everything into a box.
But I don't know where anything
What box
is.
did you throw the Patsy O'Hagan CD into?
I don't know. Maybe
Did you
it's
put it in your black box?
Maybe it's in this one. I don't know. I can't find anything. I'll tell you what I will do. Do you listen to this program on any kind of a regular basis?
I do. I listen to your program. Maybe days I don't like the whole of it because there's some days they're good songs and a lot of the days they're songs that I wouldn't like, you know.
Ah, well, you're like most
But
of the people.
your program is useful to a lot of people.
Yes, it is
And
indeed.
I listen to it a lot.
I've never thought of this program as being useful, but that's a good word, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have a useful program here.
What did you look for Patsy O'Hagan?
No.
During the news.
Have you been upstairs? Have you been upstairs?
Do it for Bridget.
I can't even get upstairs, never mind look for anything. Tell you what I'll do, Bridget. I'll play it. The next time I'll play it, I'll give you plenty warning.
You'll ring me if you play it for
No,
me.
I won't ring you. What I'll do is, I'll say, I'm going to play Getting Dressed by Patsy O'Hagan in 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then you can set up your equipment.
You don't know when that will be.
It'll be next week sometime.
Next week.
Because I won't be here tomorrow or Friday.
It's the thing is about, it's not easy remembering everybody what everybody wants. It's
Why don't
not
you
easy
make an effort
remember
during the
finding,
news?
you know.
All you have to do is remember what you want.
Eh?
Just remember what you want.
Bridget,
Aye.
he'll get it during the news. He'll look for it during
I
the
won't
news,
find
Bridget.
it.
You will. You'll make an effort for
Well, hold
Bridget.
on a minute. Do you know what it might be?
Yes.
It might be in that little pile in there.
Right.
I look in that little pile in there. Tell you what, I'll tell you after the news if I've got it or not. Okay?
Yes, I'm sorry for all the bother now, but...
That's no bother. If I've got it,
No, your program is very good now.
and useful.
Pardon?
And useful.
And useful,
Yes.
that's right, useful.
I'll say,
Maybe not all, you know, but...
not all the time, no.
But,
Not
What about the phone number?
I'm thankful for you ringing me, and...
The phone number.
You'll see what you can do. You see, you'll give me...
Do you want to, I'll tell you what, do you want the phone number of this man? And you can ring him up, he might send you a copy.
Aye, or if you play it, it's okay.
All right then.
You know,
okay.
if you play it for me.
All right.
Maybe, as I see in this, people can be a good turn sometime.
That's right.
So if you play it, it's lovely.
Okay, after the news, I'll tell you if I've got it or not. But if I don't have it after the news, I won't say anything.
Pardon?
If I have it after the news, I'll say I've got it. But if I don't have it, I won't say anything. But if I do find it next week, I'll give you plenty warning before I play it.
Thank you very much.
All right then.
Thanks a million.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Is she nice?
She was very nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know this program was useful.
Oh, she's a new listener.
Is she?
Yeah.
What would this program be useful for?
Bridget.
What would it be, Bridget? Yes. What would it be useful for?
By the way, what about that phone number?
What phone number?
The Getting Dressed phone number.
Have you got it?
028867. Is that the right number, Gerry? 736
Why didn't you
070.
Why didn't you just start again?
I shall. 02886 736 070.
And again?
Ach, it's 3 times.
Some people are slow.
Did you write it down?
I wrote it down, but it's not here. It's up somewhere upstairs. My whole life is completely shattered. I don't know where anything is.
02886 736 070.
Was that so hard?
No.
That's a useful number.
Yes.
After all, this is a useful programme.
Now, will you look for Patsy?
I will indeed. I'll do it now. We're coming up to news at 11 o'clock. I'm going to leap myself out of this chair. I'm going to go in and look at my wee pile. And if I can... We'll be back. It's 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
And at 11 o'clock, this is the news with Linda Ray. The Sinn Féin leader, Gerry Adams, has said the issue of arms should now be left with the decommissioning body. Speaking in London this morning, Mr Adams said yesterday's move by the IRA should now leave the way clear for the political impasse to be broken and for real progress to be made.
This issue is one which has now been removed as a logjam in the process. We got this initiative because the IRA wanted to save the peace process, despite the way it was being handled. If the Good Friday Agreement had been implemented as people voted for it, there would have been much more progress made both on consolidating the arms issue and also on the peace process.
An education report due to be made public within the hour is believed to recommend the end of the 11+. The Burns review body is expected to suggest that the transfer test is scrapped within 2 years and that grammar school pupils are chosen in another way. If the ideas are accepted, it would mean those schools would no longer select pupils on the basis of academic ability. Instead, a long-term and transparent assessment of pupils would be carried out while they're at primary school. The Education Minister, Martin McGuinness, who ordered the review, says a consultation period will follow the publication of the report.
I would urge everybody to participate in that. Obviously, the 11+ isn't going to end this year, and in all probability not next year. But this important report, I think, undoubtedly poses all of us with a huge challenge in relation to the need to put in place proper post-primary education.
The woman whose house was targeted last night in a pipe bomb attack on the Deer Park Road in North Belfast says her 4-year-old daughter is lucky to be alive. The girl was sleeping on the sofa below the living room window when the device shattered the glass above her head. She wasn't injured. The woman, who is a Catholic, says her family was targeted because of their religion. A division of Harland & Wolff has won the contract to design a new type of oil tanker. The work is for a joint venture involving a Chinese company and Kawasaki Heavy Industries. The company says that in recent months its technical service division has now won orders worth more than £3 million. Reports from central Nigeria say at least 200 people were killed when soldiers opened fire in 4 villages. The massacre is said to have taken place in the same region where 19 people were killed by local militia a fortnight ago. From Lagos, here's Dan Isaacs.
One eyewitness to the attack described men in soldiers' uniforms arriving in his village of Beji. The men in the village were told that they had nothing to fear, but were then rounded up and assembled in the main market area. The shooting then began, and the eyewitness described seeing many dead bodies, which were subsequently covered in gasoline and set alight, along with the entire village. The reports of the latest incidents remain sketchy, but clearly something very dramatic has happened in this area. So far, the official army spokesman in the Nigerian capital, Abuja, has denied any army involvement in the attacks in the area.
And the weather, bright and mainly dry today, wet and windy overnight. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news.
A slow and heavy load is en route from Londonderry to 5 Mile Town. At the moment it's in the waterside Duke Street area of Derry, heading towards the A5, where it'll go through Macromason, Strabane, Omagh and Ballygawley, and turning onto the A4 to 5 Mile Town. Expect delays during the day. A funeral is taking place today in Comber. Motorists are advised to avoid the town centre until 11:30. And finally, at the international airport, the scheduled 11:20 arrival from Birmingham has been delayed by an hour. Roy Willigan with the travel news.
Thank you and welcome back.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
Okay, welcome back. As I said before, it's coming up to, well, it's about 30 seconds to 11:05. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678, or you can send me an email, jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. The lady I was talking to earlier on, during the course of the news, I went into my little office, and lo and behold, one of the first things I saw was the track that she wants. So we've got Patsy O'Hagan. The CD is called Just a Bit of Crack, that's what it's called. I'm going to play the track that she wants, called Getting Dressed. We'll play it in about 5 minutes. So Bridget, get your tape recorder set up. You shouldn't really do this, but, well, do it anyway. I'm going to play it in about 5 or 10 minutes, so you get ready. Here's a song. Oh, no. Sorry. It's a little song that's halfway through it. This is a song we haven't played for a long time. It's I've always loved this. I don't know why I haven't played it for such a long time. I think it's because I played it too often in the past. But I see no reason at all why not to play it today. This is Mark Jaminos from an album called Caught in the Act of Being Ourselves. This is a song indeed called Caught in the Act of Being Ourselves. I think if I was pushed, I'd have to say that this is one of my favourite songs. Certainly be in my top 10 if I was ever asked to choose Desert Island Discs. This would be one of them. Any album by Hugo's, another.
He's mostly confused, he was mostly confined to the water upstream and the watered down wine. He was finding it soft to be drowned in a flood, and he was finding it hard to be misunderstood, and he wanted so much to be misunderstood. So he stood on his ear till he bled from his mouth, from talking too much and from talking too loud. He could tell you exactly just how to survive, but he valued nobody who felt half alive. But I saw him one night on the half side of town, where the windmills don't run 'cause the wind blew him down. He was searching for truth 'cause there was nothing else left. He was caught in the act of being himself. She was mostly a wife, she was mostly a cook. Her head was just one big recipe book. She'd promised herself she'd be right all along, and she could not accept it when she did something wrong. There are knots in her heart and a ring on her hand. She was stretching them both like a tight rubber band. There's moss in her eyes that would not let her see she could trade in her poise for her identity. But I saw her one night on the half side of town, where the windmills don't run 'cause the wind blew them down. She was searching around for some cheap commonwealth. She was caught in the act of being herself. Now it's a beautiful world, but it'll run you around, said the boy to the girl who was chasing her down. You can stand in the rain till your body turns blue, or you can let that warm sun run a number on you. Ah, your voice is so calm, said the girl to the boy, but your words are like bullets out to search and destroy. I'll love you, she said, that's not too much to ask. He said, I'll do the same, as he put on his mask. But I saw one night on the half side of town, where you can't tell it rained for the dew on the ground. They'd found their hearts to unbroken bells, each caught in the act of being themselves. So there I stood in a parking garage on December the 12th, feeling strong but empty. The wind was cutting through like a needle barrage, leaving nothing to warm me and nothing to tempt me. There's pain in my eyes, but a smile on my face. My heart full of cigarette, my hand full of mace. I was destined to lock my keys in my car for fear of driving my conscience too far. But I saw me one night on the F side of town, where the windmills don't run 'cause the wind blew them down. My conscience was gone, but my anger was still left. I was caught in the act of being myself. I was caught in the act of being myself. I was caught in the act of being myself.
What a great, great song. That's Mark Gemino. A song called Caught in the Act of Being Ourselves. I tell you what, there's some good stuff being played in this radio today. If I was at home, I'd be listening.
Would you?
If you're at home, now seriously, if you're at home, would you be listening to this programme? That's great, because you hate all this stuff. There's
No, I don't hate it.
There's no Dave D. BZ, what do you call them?
Yeah.
They're not on.
No.
Zabadak, that's it. Zabadak! Zabadak! That's your form, isn't it?
Yeah. That sort of brings me back to my days of hipsters. Did you wear hipsters?
No, I didn't have the hips. I didn't have the hips. I didn't get hips until I was 43 and it was too late.
Would you talk to Maureen who wants to be serious with
I
you for a
certainly
moment?
will. Hello, Maureen.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, Maureen.
Gerry, I don't know if you watched that programme on Monday night at 25 to 11, Animals Uncovered.
Oh, was that the one about the goats?
Yeah, I thought Jon was terrible.
Funnily enough now, I was talking to... Were you talking to Mr. Coyle earlier?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to him about that. I happened to see a little preview of that last week. I saw that last week, not on television. I saw a preview of it, and I have to say it disturbed me a little. It
terrible. It was so unprofessional, and I mean...
No. It's not... It wasn't unprofessional from the point of view... Are you talking about what the guys did to the goat?
It was unprofessional from the point of view that the USPCA should put something like that out on TV, because I watched the whole programme. I watched the goat catchers going out to try and catch the goat. They went to a quarry. There was a gentleman at the quarry who tried to tell them the best thing to do would be to dart the goat, which was... he made sense, but they took offence at him. They weren't prepared to listen.
Yeah.
The language was terrible. I mean, it was uncalled for.
Let me just explain to the people who may not have seen the programme. I'm not quite sure, but these were people from the USPCA, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Well, let's be careful and not say anything bad about the USPCA, which is
I mean, I have...
I'll tell you what I think happened. Let me just explain. There were a couple of goats running amok in this, weren't they? It was the quarry, wasn't it?
No, there was one goat that they thought had a broken leg.
I didn't see... Well, I tell you what, it could fairly run for a goat with a broken leg, couldn't it?
It didn't have a broken leg. This is the whole point about it.
Let me just explain the context. Sorry, love, I hate interrupting you, but let me just explain the context, and then we'll go back to you. I just maybe people may not have seen it. It was about this goat, and people from the USPCA, and they were after this goat, and they caught it. And there was a bit of bad language, but I think they just kind of forgot the TV cameras was there, and they're getting excited and stuff. If you're chasing a goat, you tend to curse yourself. But it's what happened when they got the goat was disturbed you, really, wasn't it?
The whole programme disturbed me, because quite honestly, I watch the RSPCA and they're more professional than that. You don't hear that language on it for a start.
Well,
now, don't get me wrong, Gerry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a saint, but you know what I mean. It's uncalled for. How would you like to think? I mean, to me, an animal should be treated with dignity. I mean, young goat was wrestled with. They brought a vet in to give it a lethal injection. I'll tell you something. Yon vet wouldn't come near my animals, nor neither would yon two catchers.
Well, the goat certainly didn't die painlessly.
Well, the goat would have been better left to die whichever way it would have to go, rather than what it was put through, because the poor animal was so traumatised.
Yeah, it was a terrible thing to say.
I tell you, everybody I have spoken to, they were appalled, even vets, at what actually happened. Now, I'm not saying anything about Benvarden. It was run okay, but you see the incident with the goat. And then when they went out to pick up 72 dogs, now it should be highlighted, all this torture and cruelty to animals. But what about the animals left behind for that man to destroy them himself? I mean, it didn't make sense, the whole thing.
Well, I think it was a disturbing programme, but, I think it was good because it showed you what goes on.
Well, it may be, but I mean to say, unless you have people there that are going to deal with the thing. I mean, you watch. What do the rest of the people in the rest of the UK? I wonder what they think of us. Because I mean, really and truly.
Well,
you watch the RSPCA there in Pet Rescue or Animal Rescue,
yeah.
and they're more professional about the thing than what they are here.
Well, I have to say, can I just say this to you? You may not have noticed this, but in the credits of that program, it said that the two men who were involved in that, and let me just check. Sean, were these people who were with USPCA?
Sorry, what was that?
Were these people working with the USPCA?
I'm not quite sure. It's just we're receiving. I didn't see the program. We're receiving calls now to say that when the credits rolled, it said that the men were suspended.
Yeah. So it's been acknowledged by the USPCA that the men did act out of, but they went beyond beyond the line. So as far as I know, and I hope I'm right, I think they were employees of the USPCA. And correct me if I'm wrong, but according to the credits, the two men were suspended afterwards, and they were punished.
Well, the thing is, Gerry, that's fine. I'm glad that has happened. But let me tell you this, if you watch the RSPCA, those people are trained before they go to catch animals. And that's what should be happening here as well. I mean, it was uncalled for, terrible.
I think
it's so distressing.
It was terrible, yes. But I think the two men just kind of lost their head a bit, and I think it shouldn't have happened, but I think that's what happened. And they forgot. I think the mistake that they made was they forgot that the TV camera was filming them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have absolutely no sympathy for them. I don't take excuses for them, to be quite honest with you. I'm sure it shows us in a very poor light within the rest of the UK.
Well, I don't think the rest of the UK didn't see it.
Well, they will see it. They will see it, because that will go out over England, Scotland, Wales as well. The USPCA is part of that.
Yeah, well,
and I hope they do.
Well, I have to say that the goat certainly suffered, didn't it?
The goat suffered, of course it suffered. The goat would have been much better left on the mountain. Yeah. And I mean, that elderly gentleman that tried to talk to them, they took offence to him too. I mean, he was making sense. To go out and chase an animal that's like wild like that or nervous, they should be darted. I mean, it's it just doesn't make sense for a body like the USPCA to be going out and doing that. And I know people that would have, given towards been charitable towards the USPCA. That program finished them.
Well, you see, maybe it's good that you see a bit of truth. I'm not saying that the USPCA have anything to be ashamed of, but it just goes to show you that sometimes things aren't what they seem to be, and it's good that people see nature red in tooth and claw, and it's actually good to see. In a way, it's good to see because people think that maybe animals like goats are put down painlessly. Well, they're not.
They're not put down. I mean,
isn't it as well for people? Isn't it as well for people to know that?
Yeah, and the other thing was too the way the goat was just thrown into a barrow and just pushed into a skip, into a skip.
Yeah, they put him in a wheelbarrow, and his horns are clanking off the wall.
And throwing him into a skip. I mean, yon was dreadful.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
Terrible.
But it was real life, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and you can't blame.
Too, as I say, with those dogs. What happened to the remainder of the dogs? What way did that man put them down? You see, the whole problem is, Gerry, these people should be banned for life from keeping animals. And there should be more of an outlook and more of a check on kennels and everything else, because that is not happening with the USPCA. And it's not happening as well as dogs that are bought or they're taken in, they're a novelty and they're cast aside. I know that myself because I have seen it happening. And even you do ring them, they're not interested. Or they'll come out and they'll check, they're okay, and you know yourself the dogs are being starved.
I don't know. I don't know that. No.
Well, I know that, and I mean, I know what's happening on the ground, and everyone else knows it.
Well, let's be careful what we say, but I mean, I value your opinion, and maybe perhaps the good thing that come out of the programme would be that it would start a debate about how these things operate. I thought it was shocking, to be honest with you.
It was terrible. There needs to be more of an outlook into animal welfare.
It wasn't the language I thought was shocking. I thought the shocking part was the way the animals seemed to suffer unnecessarily.
That's true. Exactly. But at the same time, having said that, it was uncalled for the language. When you see people using language like that going out to catch an animal, what sympathy have they got for an animal? Absolutely none.
Yeah.
That really does show you what type of people they are.
I suspect in the back of my mind that in a way they kind of enjoyed it, which is even more frightening.
Yeah, I know.
There's someone else.
Too many brains anyway.
There's someone else on the line here. Maybe there's another opinion. Maybe you'd care to hang on, and maybe you'd like to comment. Okay.
Right.
Hello, Gail is on the line. Hello, Gail.
Hello, Gerry.
There are other ladies listening if you want to talk to her or whatever.
Well, don't want to get into fights, but there was one time we were living down the country and we gave board and lodging to another farmer's billy goat, and they are extremely bad-tempered. And although that one had been on a farm and was tamed, you couldn't get near him. You'd have been killed if you tried to.
So in other words, what you're saying is a billy goat like that is actually a serious threat.
Pardon?
You're saying that a billy goat like that, which is wild, is a serious threat.
It was running wild and had its own ideas of where it was going. And it was in the middle of a quarry with cliff faces, and the USPCA were getting absolutely frustrated trying to chase these animals around.
Did you see the programme?
I did, yes.
What did you think of how the goat ended up?
Well, whenever they finally got it in, it did have an injury, I think, in its shoulder, and it couldn't walk properly. It was limping and occasionally falling. And if they had put it back into the area with those cliffs, it would have fallen off or injured itself even further.
What do you think about the way they dispatched it?
That is the usual way of dispatching an animal, and they have always kept us away from that. I think they've tried to stop frightening us.
Well, isn't it good to see? I mean, I'm not saying it's good to see the way it is done, but isn't it good that at last the people can see what they mean by putting an animal away?
Yes, it is indeed.
And it's not a good thing, is it?
Whenever an animal is injured and it can't look after itself, especially whenever it's roaming wild like that and there isn't anybody to care for it or to give it food, it does need at least a sanctuary, and that animal was injured and couldn't have looked after itself.
Oh, yeah.
And as they were saying, for the dogs, etc., it usually is better whenever an animal is so badly injured that you do put it down to get it out of its misery, I suppose.
Do you think there should be a better way to put them down, though?
That is the usual way, isn't it, with an injection?
I don't think that's good enough, do you?
Yeah, could I come in here a minute?
Yes, you can, Maureen.
The thing is, I mean, I know what Gail's saying there, but at the same time, there was absolutely no need for to hunt that animal and chase it so much. It could have been darted, as that elderly gentleman told them.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no excuse for putting an animal down like that. It could have been chased, it could have been darted, and the animal would have fallen, tranquilised, and then could have been put down by lethal injection. There's absolutely no need for to talk like that it should have been chased the way it was.
Maybe we should invite someone on from the USPCA to give their side of it.
I think so, because the workman, I've always found workmen to be very unhelpful, and I think that he must have just been watching all these wildlife programs from the savannas, etc., and he had some idea of the way that you dart an elephant or something so that you can get a hold of it.
Maybe the USPCA don't have that equipment.
Well, Jay, can I come in again? They should
Yes,
have that equipment, and I don't accept that for wild animals, elephants, etc., because they're also used for deer. The darts here are used for deer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's absolutely no excuse whatsoever to say that a wild animal, an elephant, has to be darted. That's what should be happening. That goat was wild, let's put it like that. It should have been darted.
They do dart them then?
They do, of course, dart them, but they won't spend the money on to get the dart guns to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, even those wild animals in Dunbarton are darted. So they have a dart gun.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think it's only fair that we invite someone on from the USPCA, and maybe give you a ring back later when you hear what they have to say. Okay.
Yeah,
right, Gail. Thank you.
I don't want to start the World War III. I'm just making a few comments.
No, it's all right, love. It's it's well worth discussion.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Can we invite someone on the USPCA, Sean?
Okay.
Because it's it's only fair.
Colin too there.
Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Yes?
Can you give me just 1 wee second, Gerry?
Certainly, yes. I'll just fiddle about here. I have loads of things to do. A little knitting to do here. Hold my sock.
Sorry about that. I had a customer.
That's all right. Where are you working there?
In the cash centre.
Oh, good.
Yes. Now, actually, I wanted to go back after that harrowing tale. I mean, it seems rather trivial, but your story about the golfers doing the rounds.
Yes.
And perhaps coming there, can you please give a public announcement before any of them arrived there. I'm still in therapy after my last meeting with a golfer, and I don't think I could cope with it, to be quite honest.
Can I talk you through it?
You can.
Okay. Well, what happened?
Well, actually, and I hate to say this, but you were the unintentional author of my misfortune.
I'm sorry.
I know.
What happened?
You didn't know what you were letting me in for. I
know.
understand that totally.
Was it anyway through my fault that you were introduced
Oh,
to this?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right.
It was actually after your entertaining and erudite lecture at the City Hall the other week.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
And you gave me a kiss.
Oh, I did indeed.
You did. And when you kissed me, you poked my embers.
Well, I didn't think anybody saw that.
Well, you did.
Okay.
And you ignited a spark.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, after so many years of not bothering with men, I think I'll give it a go again.
I awakened the beast in you.
You did.
Okay.
It was there.
That's sometimes a good thing. Liberate the woman, I say.
Yes. Well,
So what did you do then? Did you hit the pubs then, or what did you do?
No. But a few nights later, I decided I would go out, and I did indeed go to a bar, and I met up with a guy there, and he certainly seemed attracted and interested, and I was giving out all the right signals. I wasn't snarling at him or any of those sorts of things. And I let him walk me home to my door. And he wanted my number and work number and home number, and everything seemed fine. But I never heard from him again.
I know
that
it's
was
terrible.
my second reaction, Gerry.
I know. This tale is as old as time itself.
Isn't it? Now, there were
See-
two warning bells rang, and I should have listened to them, but I ignored them.
Okay, well.
The first was that he was a quantity surveyor.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
That's that old story.
Yeah.
And the second was that he's a golfer.
Oh, well, right. See, what he wanted was a hole-in-one.
Yes, well, he may well have done.
No, you see, what actually was wrong there was the mistake that you made was not letting him in the door.
I don't think so, actually.
No, that's why you didn't hear from him
The
again.
mistake was I told him what age I am.
No, you told him what age you were. You must have had a few drinks in you then.
It sort of slipped out accidentally.
Well, you need to watch that the next time.
I have to say to him in a totally non-spiteful way, you understand, he looks an awful lot older than I do.
Well, did you know I'm 48? Was it one of those? Do you know what age I am?
No.
I'm 48.
No,
was it one
no.
of those, was it? No, I know. I'm not insinuating you're 48,
He
by the
was,
way. What
age
age was he? What age was he?
He's 37.
So you're a little older than
I'm
that.
a little older than that.
So that never goes down well. But I am going to stick to my initial premise that possibly the reason he didn't phone you again is because you didn't invite him in.
Well, I couldn't because my son was there.
Oh, he said
That's how the whole conversation about
sometimes that scares them.
He was curious as to how old my son is, and he seemed a little taken aback when he heard he was 21.
As indeed you would be yourself. No, but you see, that sometimes scares them. You see, the idea of them going with a fella's mother and him, you see, for all you know, and for all he knows, the son might be taller than he is.
Oh, he is, yes.
So, is he?
Yes.
Well, you see, if a golfer is going out, stepping out, as they say with a young lady like yourself, and suddenly you say to him, oh, here's my son, and this big hulking great lump comes up, it tends to make the man feel a little bit, I need to watch myself here, 1 foot wrong and he'll thump me.
Yes, he would.
No, well, you see, this, I think, is possibly a combination of two things. One, that you didn't let him in, and secondly, the son was lurking about. And that's what it is, and you shouldn't have told him what age you were. You should have lied.
I intend to.
Like all the other women. No,
I think it'll be another 6 or 7 years before I talk to a man again.
No. I would say it's like riding a bike. If you fall off, get right back on again. And what you should say, go out again tonight, I'd suggest, or maybe wait until the weekend. Go out the weekend and meet another man, and if he asks to walk you home, tell him that your flat is being renovated.
We'll have to go to a hotel.
Yes. And I'll be back every day.
Thank you for your wisdom.
All right, then. I don't know what kind of wisdom that is. It's probably against the law, but that's the way it goes. I know what men like. My apartment's been renovated. We'll have to go to a hotel. Okay, then.
Okay, Gerry. Bye now.
Bye. Are we sacked yet?
Eh?
Are we sacked yet?
What for?
I don't know. I just have a feeling I did something wrong. Did I?
No, I think you're going okay.
Oh, do you know a horrible feeling you've said something really horrible? The phones aren't starting to ring or anything. Look, I mean, really ring. You know the way they really
When
ring.
are you playing the woman putting her...
Pardon?
The woman we're
Getting dressed.
Getting ready.
Why do
yeah.
you find it so hard to
You can buy this in Jimmy Quinn's record shop in Kilkeel, by the way. It's another address.
Can you really?
Yes.
Okay, then. Here it is.
So, are you warning Bridget?
Bridget, out there, I'm going to play that now in a moment. And also, Bridget, what was the fellow who rang? Sean Wallace?
Sean Wallace, aye.
Sean Wallace has got something to do with Patsy O'Hagan. Maybe he's his manager, but he's going to ring you, Bridget, and he's going to send you a complimentary tape of that album we're talking about with Getting Dressed on it. Isn't that nice of him?
It is nice of him.
But in the meantime, Bridget, let's wait until Bridget's ready.
Yeah. I would love a sausage.
No, wait.
What?
Just waiting for Bridget.
Yeah, but how will we know Bridget's ready? Did you see those boys eating the fry this morning?
I saw them upstairs. I thought it was disgusting.
Wasn't it?
Not one of them had an egg.
No.
I don't think you can call a fry without an egg.
No.
One of them had a sausage, bacon, hash browns, and what was the other thing? Potato bread.
Yeah.
And the other one had too many beans.
He had a big pile of beans. 2 sausages, bacon, and not one egg. And what did they do? You know, I don't think it really turned my stomach.
What?
I think you noticed it as well.
I noticed it too, yes.
Both of them come in with their bag and their fry.
In the bag.
In the bag. And then they reached for a cold plate and they threw the contents of the bag onto the plate and
I don't know what
woofed it down like a
I'm sure
animal.
I'm sure you're thinking the same as I was. What kind of mothers do they have?
I know.
She's ready now.
If there's one thing on earth that makes me depressed, it's sitting waiting on the wife getting dressed. I swear to watch her, she would drive you insane. Some of her antics I'll try and explain. Now we're asked out to this fancy do, and I'm sitting shining from me head to my shoe. I've shampooed and I've shaved, and I've had a wee shower. All done, you might say, in a third of an hour. But Maggie, she's different, I'll have you to know. I can't think of a word that's slower than slow. Now, she'll not have a shower in case she might slide, so the bath is filled up and Radox applied. She'll slop and she'll splash, she'll sing and she'll laugh. You would swear there's a crocodile let loose in her bath. She rubs and she scrubs, and the one hair she got set is tied back with a scarf in case it gets wet. Then she dries herself well with 4 towels or more, and the powder she uses is like snow on the floor. I believe she's a magician, because from this wee box with a flop, our Maggie can produce a full gamma shop. There's creams and there's lotions, all colours so bright, and wee dainty paint brushes, boys, they're a sight. There's lipstick and polish and bottles of spray, and wee things to pull out those hairs that's torn grey. And the faces she makes, boys, it's a tara, as she thickly applies that stuff called mascara. And the back of her lugs are then perfumed and scented. Bad luck to the day that stuff was invented. How did the old folks do in the days that's gone by, when there was no such thing as hairspray or dye? For the price of one of those bottles, I haven't a doubt, a man could buy a full case of stout. Now, her makeup is on and she's powdered her nose. But the worst bit of all is when she's picking her clothes. There's no seeing on earth I bet will compare as a woman complaining, I've nothing to wear. Now, in front of the wardrobe, she twists and she whinges, and the bloody thing's sitting stuffed to the hinge. With dresses all sizes, colours so gay, some meant for the sunshine or cold winter's day. So with one hand on her hinge and one on her chin, she examines the contents that's hanging within. Then the clanging of hangers rings aloud in me head as a dozen or so outfits are flung on the bed. Now I sit and say nothing, for I know that it's best. I'm sitting ready. She's the one that's not dressed. Now in front of the mirror she'll stand and she'll grin. The first one tried on, and she pulls herself in. She'll pivot, she'll smile, she'll pose and she'll sway. That doesn't look right, as she throws it away. The next one's the same, she tries then she throws, still complaining, I've no bloody clothes. Now I try to ignore her, though she's hard for to miss. Then me attention she demands, do I look all right in this? Oh, Maggie, it's perfect, is my instant reply. And may God forgive me if I tell her a lie. For there's waiting and watching will drive you to tears. I've been watching her antics this 20-odd years. And the more that I watch, I think she's not wise. When she's picking her clothes, does she not think of her size? Or maybe it's me, I'm just easy depressed. Or is this the done thing when any woman gets dressed? It's just me all confused. I'm in a terrible state. The do was at 9. It's now 10. And we're late. Thanks very much.
In my secret life, in my secret life, in my secret life, in my secret life.
I saw you this morning. You were moving so fast. Can't seem to loosen my grip on the past. And I miss you so much. There's no one inside. And we're still making love in my secret life. In my secret life. I smile when I'm angry. I cheat and I lie. I do what I have to do to get by. But I know what is wrong, and I know what is right. And I die for the truth. In my secret life, in my secret life.
Hold on, my brother, my sister, hold on tight. I finally got my orders.
I'll be marching through the morning, marching through the night, moving across the borders of my secret life. Look through the paper, makes you wanna cry. Nobody cares if the people live or die. And the dealer wants you thinking that it's either black or white. Thank God it's not that simple. In my secret lab, I bite my lip. I buy what I'm told. From the latest hit to the wisdom of old. But I'm always alone, and my heart is like ice. And it's crowded and cold in my secret life. In my secret life. In my secret life. In my secret life. my secret life. In my secret life.
That's Leonard Cohen, of course. That's from his new album called 10 New Songs. That's the first track on the album, which is called In My Secret Life, but you probably gathered that already. I have to say hello to Alan McAnally of Westlink, Hollywood. Happy birthday to him from William and all the family. And hello to Ian Irons, who's 21 today. Love from his mum and brother. Please play Tell Me a Story. Happy birthday to Lizzie. Love from Karen, Thomas and Laura. And hello to Kathleen Mathers in Coventry. That's lots of love from Chris and John in Belfast. And lost, it says here, a brindle-coloured Cairn Terrier in the Mourns. Right. What?
Edward's on one.
Right. Oh, we have to say that we've been in contact with the USPCA, and they're listening, and they hear what's going on. And they said that they don't want to comment at the moment because there is an internal inquiry going on. So they're obviously aware that, you know, things aren't great. And they're having a look at everything that went on during the course of that programme and everything that was reported, and they're going to have an inquiry, and they don't think it's appropriate for the comment at the moment because, you know, people will be, you know, interrogated, I suppose. So anyway, let's leave it at that. It's a lot of people were quite disturbed by that, and the USPCA are obviously taking this seriously, and obviously maybe a little worried about what image has been projected there, and they're having a look inside to see, you know, actually what went on. So is there someone on the phone here? Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes.
Hello, Gerry. I wonder, could you help me?
I will if I can.
Oh, you will, because your show's out of this world, and anybody that's in need, you always get them fixed up.
Well,
I got laminated flooring put in my hall.
Laminated?
Laminated. It's strip flooring.
You'll have to tell me what that... Laminated?
Yeah, they call it laminated flooring. It's strip flooring, you know.
I know nothing. Yeah, I'm not a great man on flooring.
No, but anybody that knows about it will know it.
Okay.
Now, I'm 3 strips short of finishing the job.
You're 3 strips short of a full hall?
Yes. It was measured up by a joiner, and the joiner made no mistake. The man didn't give me enough stuff out of the shop.
Oh, that's
now I bought it. I won't name the shop. I bought it in Sandy Row here in Belfast.
All right.
I've been round umpteen times to the man. He's never in the shop. The guy in the shop takes your phone number. They never ring you. We have to keep ringing him. Now, seemingly, the stuff was on order, and it was coming up from the south of Ireland. And the last time we were there
Hold on a minute. Laminated flooring coming from the south of Ireland to Sandy Row?
Yeah.
Oh, the Anglo-Irish Agreement is working then?
Yeah, it is, definitely. So anyway, Gerry, just let me finish, please.
Sorry.
No apologies.
Okay.
Now, every time we go around, it's at Dundalk, the lorry's at Dundalk. It's been there for 3 weeks at Dundalk. It hasn't reached Belfast yet. Now, he keeps putting us off. What I'm afraid of is one of the children falling just with his hands at the stairs. Now, I've tried everywhere in Belfast to get these 3 strips or 2 strips that we need. This man hasn't come up with it at all. Yeah. So I was at the rugger match, Ireland and England down in Lansdowne Road, and I met an old friend I hadn't seen for about 10 or 12 years. And he's a barrister at law, and we were talking over a few drinks when we were having a meal. And I just happened to mention about this, and he says to me, I'll put you on to a man. You want my advice? And he gave it to me. I'll put you on to the Stanton Trades Officer for Northern Ireland, and he'll sort you out with this man and this strip flooring. But surely to God, before I go to all that extreme, there must be somebody in Northern Ireland can give me 2 strips of flooring.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get the man in Sandy Row in trouble.
No, but he's not doing his job. He keeps flawing you off all the time.
There's a lot of us not doing our job.
Yeah, that's right. Well, tell me something now. Any listeners out there, please help me. I'm afraid of the children breaking a toe or something.
I'm sure we'll get that for you. Now,
Good
tell me
man.
exactly.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
How did you get on in your boat?
It was a very harrowing time.
Yeah, tell me, you know your bow from your stern now, do you?
I do indeed.
Do you know your starboard is green?
I absolutely
and
do
your
know that.
port is red?
I know that.
And you helm a boat from the stern of the boat with a tiller.
Yes, okay.
There you are. I'm an old sea dog.
Oh, I know. I learnt all that bitterly.
Yeah.
I bitterly learnt that in Saturday. I'm still wet.
Tell me, do you ever get seasick out in the boat?
I was too frightened to get seasick.
Well, now, do you know what to do? Do you know what a wee Smartie is? A sweet Smartie?
Yes.
You put a pebble that size under your tongue. I have sailed everywhere in racing yachts.
Yeah.
And I always got sick, but I got this from an old sea dog. Put the little pebble under your tongue and you'll never get sick. And I've never ever got sick.
Are you serious?
That's an old fisherman's one.
Just a little kind of pebble.
A little pebble the size of a Smartie and under your tongue. Wash it well, put it under your tongue, and anytime you go out in a boat, you'll never get seasick.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wish I had half a dozen of those. I'd have threw them at Hugo.
Would you?
Yeah.
Well, did he fall in?
I never saw a man as near drowning in my life.
Tell me something, Gerry. Did you wear light bed jackets?
Oh, we did indeed, yes.
Because you're not allowed out on a boat unless you have them on.
I had one on each limb.
Had you?
Yeah. I take no chances, especially...
Good man.
Neither Hugo and I can swim, you know.
Oh, can you not? Well,
No.
Gerry, would you believe me if I told you? I've been in racing and sailing yachts from I was 10-year-old, and I can't swim a foot. And I've sailed in more times than enough.
It's actually amazing how many sailors can't...
they can't do it. They can't do it.
I remember reading a book one time by John Mortimer.
Yeah.
And he said that he was... In this particular book, I'll tell you the title of it in a minute, but it gives away the story.
Yeah.
He said that he was in a pub one time.
Yeah.
And this fella was in there, and he was an old sea captain, and he was worse for wear for drink.
Yeah.
And he grabbed your man, Mortimer, the writer, he grabbed him by the arm and he said, "Jesus, do you know the last thing that you do if you're ever thrown into the water in a shipwreck?" And Mortimer says, "No, I don't." He says, "The last thing you do is try to strike for shore." and Mortimer says, "Well, what do you do?" "Always cling to the wreckage."
Yeah.
"Cling to the wreckage. If you try to swim, you'll die."
Yeah.
"Cling to the wreckage." And so
That's
your man,
right.
so John Mortimer used that as his motto in life everywhere.
Yeah.
Never try to do anything adventurous. If anything bad happens, cling to the wreckage.
Yes, that's right. Hang on to something that's...
Exactly. And none of this, you see,
hang on to something that's floatable.
it's only people like Tarzan and Superman swim out for the shore.
Yeah.
Hang on to the hull.
Oh, that's right.
You know, whatever doesn't sink, you hang on to it.
Well, here, tell me this. Would you do that adventure again?
Give me... Well, I would, yeah. But this time I'd rather have no water there.
Yeah, but here, they're quite big boats, aren't they?
They're very unstable.
Oh, they're a wee bit unbalanced, yeah.
Do you know what the man said afterwards? He said, "I'm amazed that they didn't capsize."
Yeah.
He says they normally do.
Well, you see, they're not buoyancy well. They're not well buoyant.
I was never as frightened.
Did you notice along the sides of the hull, was there any buoyancy tanks?
No.
Yeah, well, there should be. That's what keeps the big thing stable.
There was nothing there at all. The thing was jumping about like a cork in the sink. Anyway,
You'll sort me out with that bit of timber I need, will you?
Hold on a minute.
Did he take an off cut to any of the shops? Did you try any of the shops?
I tried everywhere. Is that Sean?
Yes.
Sean tried everywhere in Belfast.
Did you?
What's an off cut?
A piece of the wood.
Yeah.
Why did you just say piece of the wood instead of saying off cut?
Because that's what the joiners and the carpenters
Yeah,
call
that's
it.
right. That's
They
right,
call
Sean.
it
Do you know what an off cut was?
Yeah.
And did you try that?
Tried everywhere, Sean.
Well, listen, we have a couple of telephone numbers for you.
Oh, now, do you want me to write them down? You couldn't get them to ring me?
We'll ring you after the programme.
Okay, Sean.
And Gerry will give you the numbers.
Well, how's your handicap?
It's all right.
Huh?
That's no good. No, don't talk about this.
Do you
please.
remember a great golfer played for Scotland and Ireland and England in the Ryder Cup? And they called him Brian Barnes.
Yes, big Brian Barnes.
Well, now, John, what do you call John that comes on? John Bennett said that golfers are not allowed to wear shorts. Now, John Barnes, or Brian Barnes, sorry, I seen him playing in the Masters twice at Royal Portrush, and he had red shorts. He had a great...
Right, that's enough of that. I'll just leave them. I'll just leave them at it. Yeah, okay, right. Right. I don't like that talk. Makes me angry. Sorry about that. I hope you don't feel as if I'm being ignorant. Pardon?
Will you not talk to Geordie then? He'll not talk about golf. He wants to tell you about his trip on Saturday. He's there, waiting for you.
I don't know if I should talk to him or not.
Why not?
I don't know.
Where's that man? The golfer man that I was talking to?
You guys just left the two of you.
No, he's away, he's gone.
We'll ring him back.
No, I will not.
I couldn't stand that.
You ring him back?
You started talking, golf talk started. I know how that starts. I just turned it off. No, ring him back and apologise for me turning him off.
I will not. You'll ring him back yourself.
You have to ring him back anyway and tell him those numbers.
Geraldin's ringing him back with the
ask Geraldine to apologise on your behalf.
Would you talk to Geordie?
Where is he? Brizzy.
Wherever you turned the man off.
Hello, Geordie. Hello, Geordie.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, I never got a chance to talk to you, really.
You got over your wedding all right?
I did indeed, yes. And
now you got a bad day for it.
there was a very flattering photograph of me in the front of the Belfast Telegraph the other
Yes,
night.
I was hearing about that. I heard you got an awful stick from the women. I wasn't in this couple of days for I got out hooch home.
Whatever way the water splashed on me, I looked like I was about 110 years old. I'm actually quite handsome, as you well know. You've seen me in person.
Oh, yes.
You've seen
But
me
now
in the
you
flesh.
looked a bit bedraggled looking coming out of the on boat.
I'll tell you, if you'd have been in there, you'd have been bedraggled too. But never mind this. I believe you had a good time on your boat.
Oh, yes, it was great, Gerry. Great time. And on just a wee low till Anne Marie from Saban on Jacqueline and Lawrence from Donegal. Fell in with them and had a great wee time. And we're invited up again for Halloween night for the fireworks.
I heard that. Do you know, Derry Stoke Londonderry is the only place to be in Halloween.
Well, there you are now.
There'll be 50 to 100,000 people here.
I think so.
You've never seen anything like it. People
No.
People are planning the dressing up. Have been planning the dressing up for its last couple of weeks.
Yes.
And it's one of the biggest nights of the year in
There you are
Ireland. Halloween is a special thing with Stoke City.
And another thing I got sent, Gerry. Do you know your wee man writes into you, Peter?
Mandelson.
Davy
no,
Mandelson.
it's Davy Mandelson.
Well, he
yeah.
sent me a lovely, all done, a whole lot of all the poems that was ever mentioned. They done them all, poems mentioned in Geordie about the kitten I lost in the bar and the dog warden that farted that time up in the
Please don't say farted. People don't like it. And that was very nice of him to do that.
Yes, there's a whole world of them, all the poems.
I must read the farting dog poem again.
Yeah, yes.
That's the one that the man...
He blamed Nipper on.
And he blamed your dog.
Yes.
And the woman turned around
and the lady told them off.
And she said it was you.
There's some part on one about Heidi and all in it that died.
That's right.
He's all well presented and everything.
I believe you ended up in a local hostelry.
I did indeed.
The Dawn Bar, which I know well.
Yes.
Very wholesome. And,
Very wholesome, and know...
friendly wee pub.
And around Christmas time or sometime, a friend from Bangor, we've all got the owner of the bar.
Yes.
Of the Dawn. He's taking us away down to Cork or somewhere, I think.
Oh, yes, I believe that. I heard a whisper of that. They're very friendly in there.
Oh, yes.
Do you like it up here? People here are quite nice, aren't they?
Oh, yes. They're all spot on, like.
Except for me.
Oh, well, now, you sort of let them down, but you're...
No, I couldn't help it.
No, you couldn't, but...
I had to go home. I was so wet.
I know, but they're all looking forward to meeting you, them wee ladies from Lisburn and all.
I know, I apologise to them.
know?
I honestly didn't... It didn't cross my mind. I didn't know...
You don't know many ladies follows you, Gerry.
No, I didn't know they were expecting me on the boat, or else I would have come anyway. No, seriously, I didn't know. I apologise to them. I just didn't think. I was just glad to get out of the boat alive.
Yes, you're a manly one, Gerry. If I know the look, you're not a water lover. I say you're a fair water.
Oh, I don't like water at all.
No.
But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have liked to have been Hugo.
No.
He nearly went under.
Hugo was near it now.
He was very near it. I hope it shows it in all its glory on television. It'll probably film us laughing as well.
But now Hugo was more content looking in the boat than you were.
I wasn't happy in it.
No, you're not a water lover now.
I'm not a waterman at all. No, I'm happier. No, Hugo's he'd be an outdoor man, you know.
Well, yes, he would. He seems now to could rough it more than you could now.
Listen, there's a man on the other line who's having trouble with this. What are you talking about then?
There's a man and his slow gin's fizzing.
Well, put a wee breather on it. You know,
only when he shakes it.
What?
Only when he shakes it.
I'm the same myself.
Yes.
So what is he going to do to stop his slow gin
Well,
fizzing?
you can get what you call, Gerry, a wee breather. You know, as things that go, you can make a wee hole of his that's sealed. You can make a wee hole and put this wee breather in, and it lets out the gas, you know, that when it ferments.
Where would a man get a breather?
Oh, you get it in any chemist shop or any, any wine kit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and now they'd ask for a breather. They'd know what he meant.
Oh, yes.
All right, okay. Any place where you get do it yourself.
You know the
wine
wine
kit.
now, yes.
Yeah, okay.
You get that.
Is it normal for your slow gin to fizz?
Oh, yes, that's just fermenting, you say.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when you shake it?
Uh-huh. Well, it'll go all the worse when you shake it.
Uh-huh. So it doesn't normally fizz, does it?
Oh, well, it isn't fizz, but it's just it's fermenting.
You should have mentioned that, because that'll frighten some of the people.
Ah, no.
Aren't used to a slow gin fizzing in their homes.
Well, there's good reports of it anyhow. Now, there's some of them not even letting it sit to Christmas. They're dipping out at the minute. One or two was telling me.
I feel like a wee drink, you know.
I was just saying, if you had two or three good hot ones of slow gin in you, before you went out, it would have kept you warm and everything.
I would have feared nothing.
No, you wouldn't.
I know. I realise the mistake is going out in the water sober.
Ah.
You can't do that. None of the sailors ever did it.
No.
All right, Jordan.
Okay,
I'm glad you enjoyed the day, and thank you for coming up. And
all the best now.
Thank you for devoting your day to children in need, because there was money raised.
Okay, now. All the best.
Thank you very much, Jordy. But listen, we hope to see you on the night of Children in Need. I'm going to try and convince him to let you come in again.
Oh, are you? Well, that'll be good.
All right.
Okay, now.
See you later. Bye. Remember what he did the last time?
Excuse me.
Do you remember what he did the last
Excuse me.
time? Well,
there's someone very special on the line now.
I don't like surprises.
I know you don't, but
it's not Phil Coulter, is it? Is it?
No, but it's close.
Thank God for that. Is it Frank Carson?
No, but that's close as well.
Thank God for that. Who else could it be?
Go on.
Give me a name.
No,
give me an initial.
Open the fader and talk to the person.
No, I need to guess.
No.
Is it someone?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, is it someone from Northern Ireland?
Might be.
Someone necessarily from Northern Ireland, or born maybe in the mainland?
Might be.
Sporting personality?
Ooh, sporting connections?
Jackie Fullerton?
Ooh, very close. Very, very close.
Who's nobody close to Jackie?
Try it. Just speak to the person.
Where is it?
One?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello? Good morning, son. How the devil are ye?
Listen, I've been hearing disturbing reports about yourself and that man that you hang around with.
Who, John Bennett?
Yes, I heard that you were threatening actual violence.
Well, all I said was if I had time enough today, I would be in the foil studio and I would slap the back off you.
Well, you see, this is what's known as a threat. You know, this last 30 years, we've had enough of that. It's time to stop.
Listen, you believe me, it is.
It is what?
A threat.
I know it's a threat, but how come you're not in? You're afraid. You're yellow-bellied. You're afraid to come in. Where are you now? You're hiding behind your mobile phone. Where are you? Where are you?
I'm on the Oma Road, just leaving the county of Derry, Londonderry.
Ballygolly, are you? Are you near the Ballygolly roundabout?
Ballygolly.
Come on.
Hello, Ballygolly. Give us a wee smoke of that when you're finished. I'm on the Oma Road in County Tyrone.
I've got a spliff here myself. It's legal now, you know.
Is it? Is that part of Good Friday agreement?
Yeah, we can all smoke away.
Oh, stop. And I never smoked before. No sense in starting now.
I know, me either. I don't like that kind of stuff.
It keeps you very thin.
I know,
Not
that's
that
what
I
happened.
would know.
That's what happened, babe. Yeah, you're very fat these days. Is it?
Listen, relaxed muscle, son. Relaxed muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on a diet at the moment.
Yes?
The carbohydrate-free diet. No potato, no bread. No rice, no pasta. The weight will fall off me. You'll not know me, son, when you come to see me in the pantomime, which opens on the 30th of November at the Grand Opera House, running to the 19th of January. Aladdin, Lisa Riley and myself.
I believe there's only one seat left for the whole run.
Oh, no, there'll be more than that, son, but not a lot more.
No, but seriously, I believe they're selling like never before.
They're going like hot dogs.
And can I say this? Can I say this to you?
Yes.
And I would say, did I not read somewhere? And this is not all show business talk. Did I not read somewhere that's the
You
most?
sound like Parkinson. Did I not read somewhere? Go on, continue.
Did I not read somewhere that that pantomime is one of the most successful in the British Isles?
Absolutely, son.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years, we have broke all box office records in the Opera House, and per head of people, per head of people going through the door, it was the second most popular for 2 years, and then the most popular.
Right, let's shut up about it now.
Right.
That
Don't
diet,
fade me out, or I will.
no,
slap
that diet you're on, that's Kelly's diet, the carbohydrate diet.
Yeah, well, he's lost 3.5 stone.
But look at the state of him.
And looking very well.
But do you not think he looks odd?
You should go on one.
If
you
I-
know,
if I
an
went on one,
opposite one to that, put beef on you.
If I went on one, I'd disappear completely.
Absolutely.
What are you doing?
You're like a poultry for a rifle. I'm out working for children in need. We're doing the Dash for Cash. We have been at the Park Lodge School on the Antrim Road in Belfast. We were at the Playhouse Nursery, which isn't a nursery. It's just a playhouse. It's just a wee thing. You would like that. You go over to the Playhouse Theatre and there's a wee exhibition of collars and ties and all.
Sounds interesting.
It's right up your street.
Well, where are you going now?
I'm going to Drumray College in Omagh.
Okay.
And we're collecting loads of money, and then from there we're going to Cookstown and Downpatrick and Ballynahinch, and we've loads of stuff, Jay. We're collecting loads of money.
Listen, may I say this to you? I saw your TV ad. What's that airline you're doing?
EasyJet.
It's very good. You're very good. You're a very good actress.
Stop your talking. You're trying to get the other side. Listen, I hope to be a Children in Need on the night, and my only hope is that Geordie and Anne and the Fair will be there once again, because I know the people in the BBC in Belfast just love Gerry. Fidelma hasn't stopped talking about Geordie. I'm not joking, and we'll lay the cars on. I want Geordie up from 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning.
She obviously told you what happened the last time.
Oh, listen, there's a wee fella called Stephen.
Listen,
a wee lad called Stephen at David Hull's office, and that's all. We'll not go any further.
Goodbye.
Listen, it's been lovely talking to you.
Have to go. Bye. Bye. Sorry. That's it.
92 to 95 FM.
And